massive wildfire raging in the Canadian province of Alberta has grown to 850 square kilometres. That's an area roughly larger than New York City. It's prompted a state of emergency. More than 80,000 residents in the city of Fort McMurray and in the surrounding areas have been ordered to evacuate. They've fled to the country south where they can get better support services. Fires have been raging across the region since Sunday and have torched about 1,600 homes. More than 1,000 firefighters are struggling to contain the blaze, burning at temperatures of up to 1,000 degrees Celsius. The fire has dealt a blow to the region's crude oil production. Output is down because employees aren't there. Well, Sean Mallen has the latest now from Toronto. Sean, are firefighters making any progress in containing these fires whatsoever?
Not at all, because it's simply too big. The conditions are too unfavorable. It's dry, it's windy, and it's on such a massive scale that what they really need is rain. And sadly, there is no rain in the forecast. About the only break they had today was that, although windy, the prevailing winds were away from the city of Fort McMurray, so damage there, we believe, somewhat limited today. No major buildings destroyed. They did, however, have to evacuate 3 smaller communities to the south, including one that was already housing some people who've been evacuated from Fort McMurray. So they've had now to be evacuated twice. Even the emergency control center had to be moved again. Now, to the extent of the damage in Fort McMurray, well, we haven't really had an update because the overwhelmed emergency crews just haven't had time to do any tabulations. But we do have this evening from the insurance industry. This is now officially the costliest natural disaster in Canadian history, running at about $7 billion American dollars, and that's just so far.
And looking at the pictures, as you say, it so far, it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. But what's the situation with the people who have been evacuated? Where are they going and how are they coping? Do we know? Do we have any details?
The larger number of them have gone south, something in the order of 70,000 people heading south. Many of them who were able to get that far down to the provincial capital of Edmonton, about 370 kilometers to the southwest. Others in smaller communities to the south, a place called Lac-La-Biche, a village of really only 2,500 people, now many times that population because they're hosting evacuees. A lot of talk, though, about 10,000 evacuees who are to the north of Fort McMurray. They scrambled out there to work camps for the oil industry, which couldn't really accommodate them for long because they simply don't have enough food. Well, they've tried evacuating them by airlifts this past day, and they're hoping to arrange a convoy of cars to drive south along the only highway out sometime over the next day or so, but they have to ensure that that the way is safe because the fires are burning very close to that road. I have to tell you, though, there are many, many stories of the generosity of the people in these communities helping these evacuees. And one of the most touching stories we've heard so far is something that might have some resonance in your part of the world. Syrian refugees, new to Canada, only here for a couple of months after being evacuated from their horrible situation. They really have nothing. Well, in Calgary, groups of them are now gathering together to scrape together whatever they can to try to help those people evacuated from Fort McMurray. But really, the bottom line is nobody knows how long these people are going to be out of their homes and what's going to be left when they get back.
Okay, Sean, thank you very much. Sean Mallen there in Toronto.